someone in the Discord says, I'm so sorry you lost. Let me send you another $5 just to try out the website. I turned that $5 into just over $1 million. I go to sleep at 2 a.m. I wake up and I see on my phone, I go to my computer and I see, oh, Israel just attacked. I lost $70,000 betting on no because of these insiders. There's a lot of Elon Musk fans that are betting on Elon to launch robo-taxis. He actually quote tweeted a Polymarket chart and said, this is free money. So there's all these traders that go on Polymarket and buy robo-taxis to launch up to 99%. Meanwhile, the rules did not allow for that resolution. So it ends up resolving no. People make tens of thousands of dollars. I think I made maybe $10,000, $20,000 betting against it because the rules just did not align with what Elon Musk thought it was.
It's a pleasure to have you here. It's quite a strange interview, if I could say, because I'm interviewing an interviewer.
A little bit, yes. Well, my background is a prediction market trader, right? So I'm a trader first, and now I'm starting a little bit of a media organization for prediction markets. But yeah, it's you're right. It's a bit strange.
Yeah, that's interesting because you interviewed some of the most popular, some of the most skilled prediction market that are willing to share their knowledge. So I bet we're going to learn a lot about this. And it's interesting that you qualify yourself as a prediction market trader. I like that because I mean, it's something quite recent, right? 2 years ago, we were not really talking about prediction markets. So how much should we make to be qualified as a prediction market trader?
So I think it's about you could be someone who's made $0 or negative money and still be qualified as a prediction market trader if you joined 2+ years ago. I like to think of real prediction market traders as the OGs of the space, you know. If you are losing money over 2-3 years, it's probably not for you. But I definitely have a soft spot for the OGs of the space.
All right. So how much money did you make with a prediction market?
So my story is a bit funny because I started 4 years ago in prediction markets, and my origin story on Polymarket first. Yeah. So my origin story is I'm in my last year of high school and I'm watching Kanye West live streams. I don't know how much you follow him, probably not anymore. But back then, 4 years ago, he was releasing an album called Donda, and he was doing listening parties across America. And one of them was it was at a stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, and he had rented out the whole stadium and he was living in it. So he was living in the janitor's closet of this stadium with a live stream camera. And I'm watching this live stream and I see in the back of the room is a countdown timer, and it's counting down to 12:30. That's 30 minutes past midnight. And in the music industry, you'll always see albums drop at midnight on Friday. So I look at this, I see, oh, he's going to drop at 12:30. This is insider info. I have the most insane alpha, and let me see if I can find a website to trade on this. So I go on Google, I search up how to bet on Kanye dropping Donda. Polymarket comes up. I have no clue what this website is. I've never seen anything crypto in my life. I see the deposit method is go into the Discord and ask someone for money and you can PayPal them. I'm like, okay, that sounds safe. So I go into the Discord, I say, in 10 minutes, Kanye's gonna drop Donda. I need $5. Like, only $5? Okay. So they send me $5. I'm like, okay, I'll PayPal you after it wins. Actually, why don't I just send you back the money in crypto after it wins, like the $5? And he's like, that's okay. 12:30 comes by. Kanye does not drop Donda. I lose my $5. And I'm like, oh, well, that's the end of my Polymarket journey. It's over. I lost. Time to go back to school and finish my school and go to college. Then the next day, someone in the Discord says, I'm so sorry you lost. Let me send you another $5 just to try out the website, see what it's like. So since then, I turned that $5 into where I am now, which is just over $1 million.
No fucking way.
Over 4 years, never deposited anything. So it's been a grind, but it's been a lot of fun.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I got to the punchline eventually.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Wow,
so it's been
congrats.
fun.
You have the wallet that you can show
Well,
on
the
screen?
thing about Polymark, because it's in crypto, no KYC, and I have to switch a lot of wallets. I could send you a few, but it's always been across a bunch of different wallets that I've been trading.
Wow.
Yeah,
And they were giving
I wish I
away
had one.
$5? They were
Starting
giving
with
away
$5.
$5 before?
So, pardon?
They were giving away $5 like that back
Well,
then?
this was a random trader in the Discord, right? So one guy sent me $5 that I said I'd pay back, and I lost that. And another guy said, "Hey, you know what? I think maybe you have potential. So why don't you try with another $5 and see what it's like?" There's too much
And
money
you
in
never paid
crypto.
those guy back, right? You never
I think I owe them. I think I owe them a lot more than $5. That's for sure. Yep.
Wow, that's so cool. And what kind of bet did you do? Like, cause like, all right, like you said you had insider on the Kanye West, and
I wish it
then
was insider info.
yeah, and then you went wrong. So what did you do after? Like,
Yeah.
what
So
did you change the second time you get the $5? Like, you
yeah.
went
So
on
the
the
second
trade.
time I start to look at the website, like what are the markets on the website that I should be trading? So back then on Polymarket, it didn't used to have an order book. It used to be this thing called AMM, which is automated market maker, which is basically a liquidity pool. I think people who know crypto would know what that is, but it's tough
Yeah.
to explain. But basically, you put money into a liquidity pool, and anyone can trade against it, either side. And at the end of the
Okay,
market,
so it's like you were betting yes or no, and then it was like based on the volume of it, right?
exactly how much liquidity is in the pool. And Polymarket, funded by VC money and trying to get their volume numbers up, they would put tens of thousands of dollars into this liquidity pool, hoping to generate volume, and basically giving free money away to users every night on sports markets, or when will a hurricane touch the U.S. What will the box office numbers be? All of these different markets. How many people will fly out of the airport in
Mm.
America this week? So all
Yeah,
of these
for
different
them, I think the
markets.
liquidity would be like if whatever the outcome is, like you can bet, and then there's a higher chance that you win.
Exactly.
Is-
So for me, with $5, I would be betting something at 99% to win 5 cents. And I kept compounding that and compounding that. So on different types of markets, outcomes that maybe were already known, whether a hurricane already made landfall or LeBron James hit a game-winning three, you can bet on the Lakers at 95% or something like that, and try to make free money. So it took me a month to go from 5 to 10. Took me another month to go from $10 to 20, another month from 20 to 40. And by the end of that year, because I started in August, I think I was at like $150 or something like that. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And now we're here. So different strategies for sure. But
And you still are you still now doing the 99% bets, or like you changed a bit your
well,
strategy?
now the strategies have changed a lot. I know because prediction markets have become so popular. There's lots of bots on the website. There's all this different stuff. They're on an order book style now. So maybe a year and a half ago, before prediction markets became popular, I was market making on the order book, like providing liquidity on both sides, because Polymarket had these liquidity rewards programs, which was sponsoring people to put in limit orders on their markets. So I would be market making there and making a good amount with their rewards. And then Polymarket became popular. Prediction markets completely blew up. So lots of bots came in the space, market making. And for me, I'm a manual guy. I just click buttons all day. So it's not for me to compete with those people. So I started just taking lower frequency, higher conviction bets. Maybe 50-50 bets, 60%, 40%, but not always 99. But if there's a good opportunity at 99, might as well, right?
Yeah. And did you drop out school then, or like how much did you? What, like, I mean, those $5 must have took ages, like, to grow into, like, let's say like $10,000 or something at
Exactly.
least significant.
Yeah, no, I didn't drop out of school. I have one semester left in college, and so I'm almost done. And I've stuck it through. Maybe I should have dropped out for the U.S. election in 2024 to pay attention to it, or last year when Trump was doing all this tariff stuff. There was a lot of money to be made. Maybe I missed
Or
out a
maybe
little
you
bit,
just
but
don't really like money. And
Yeah,
it's fine. Some people
maybe
just
I don't
don't.
like money. Exactly. I gave up on generational wealth by staying
What
in
are you
school,
studying?
maybe. Pardon?
What are you studying?
Business. So pretty simple. It's not we're
Yeah, that
not
was
saving
like,
babies.
that was like, if there was something that is like, okay, yeah, that can be taught in school, I would be like, okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
But
no, I'm with you
business, to be
there.
fair, yeah, there's not much like, unless you launch a business, you can't really learn business on the paper, right?
But if you think
Uh,
about it, I mean, 2 years ago, leading up to the U.S. election, yeah, we thought the U.S. election would be big, but prediction markets were not very popular. No one expected prediction markets to be a 10 million, $100 million, sorry, $10 billion business. Maybe just
yeah.
the Shane Copland and Turek, the CEOs, they had big visions. But for me, I thought this was just a little side project, side hustle to turn $5 into as much as I could. Maybe $1,000, $2,000. Never would have expected to get here.
Yes. Yeah, I can understand. Well, I mean, there was few catalysts, right? Like the hyper gamification of society. Like you saw all the casino swarming through all the streamers. So then that led after to betting, like sport
Yeah,
betting went bigger than ever. And then, well, people want to bet on anything. Like now, people
mhm,
are betting on traffic,
yeah. I
traffic
saw that.
in
It'll be on a
Shibuya.
prediction market. It'll be on the prediction market soon.
Yeah. Is
Maybe
there a prediction market about that?
hedging your traffic, hedging getting to
Yeah, that
work.
would be good. Like if you're going late to be like for the traffic, that's amazing. That's really cool though. I mean, I kind of have to say, like, how much you make then doing Trump? You managed to do well with still being at school. Anyways, like honestly, when you study business, you don't have much to study. Like I
There's
did
not
business
much.
school too. You like,
I'm doing well.
yes, it's like you're
It's the
fine.
morning now, and I'm not doing. It's a weekday morning, and I'm here, so there's not much work going on. Don't worry, I'm good.
And what is it like with your classmate that you're like, yeah, you
Yeah, so I
guys
mean,
like
when you
just
have a class
staying
of
drunk
100
and
people and I'm sitting in the middle and I have my computer open, I'm not looking at the slide deck or the PowerPoint of the teacher. I'm on Polymarket, I'm on Kalshi, I'm looking at all of the markets the entire 2 hours. So I'm not really paying much attention to class. It's always the markets and the people around me. They see that I'm betting on how many sales Taylor Swift is going to get, and the girls beside me are like, "Oh my God, I love Taylor Swift." I said, "Okay, let's talk about it then, why not? I can get some help, and you tell me how good the album is.
and then how many like do you get people into it? Like people in your class, like they make
Yes.
like
Yeah, so when I first started on Polymarket in high school, once I made like $100, I gave a couple of my friends $10 each to try out the website as well. We had a little bit of a group, and we would talk strategy and go through that. And in university now as well, there's people who are into it. They're like, hey, can I get some help depositing? And yeah, let's make generational wealth together.
man. If they ever do an airdrop poly market, like they got you're gonna eat. You're gonna eat
They
well.
gotta think about me. I hope they think about me. I hope they remember me.
I
It's one
have
of
to
the
say
first
though,
people.
the two first guys in the Discord, they deserve a nice airdrop as well.
100%. No, I have a ranking of who I think deserves the biggest airdrops, and they're on the list. I'm up there too, but they're on the list for sure because yeah, it would have never happened without them. My story and Polymarket would have never been prediction markets would have never been uh, massive without these OGs who were helping pump the volumes and trading these markets for fun.
Yeah. Actually, what's your niche today? Like, what do you trade? You just talked about Taylor Swift, and I'm like, what the fuck?
My favorite
How do
markets
you
are
even
music.
trade that?
Yeah, my
Your
favorite
favorite
markets
markets are
are
music.
music markets. So
Yeah, because
who's
your
going to
first
be
bet you were pretty good already. Your first bet
exactly?
in music.
I think out of 10 Kanye markets on when he will drop an album, I've lost money in 9 of them. But
Yeah.
the rule of thumb is to always bet against Kanye dropping an album. For some reason, I don't know. Every time I see a tweet that he'd release an album, I believe it. But no, I like music markets. So who's going to be the #1 song this week. How many songs will Bad Bunny sing at the Super Bowl? What songs will he sing? Who will he perform with? Lady Gaga. Can you believe it that she was there? Uh, um, then how many sales these albums will do. So Taylor Swift in her first week, how many sales would she do? She did over 4 million. Same with all these other artists. Drake is going to be releasing in hopefully a couple of weeks. I'm betting on that. So these
And how do
timing
you get
numbers.
information?
Yeah, so information is difficult in this space because usually the number just comes out at the end of the week and you're guessing until then. But there are a few data points that help influence, and it's all most of it is qualitative rather than numbers on a spreadsheet. So for Taylor Swift, the majority of her album sales are direct sales, so vinyl albums, you know, the CDs that all the Swifties
Yeah.
buy. And that data really isn't available until the end of the week. But there's little articles that come out throughout the week on how she's performing. And for her, it was a big album, and she was projected to do north of 2 million sales. And then you start to look
Mm.
at, okay, maybe she wants to break some records. Adele had done 3.5 million sales in her first week 10 years ago. And I'm like, okay, Taylor Swift is pretty close to that. Maybe if she wants to get it, she can get it. And I'm starting to think of the psychology of Taylor Swift. Does she want to break the record? Because anything Taylor Swift wants to do, she's going to get. So it turns out she was releasing all these different colors of her album, different variants, and bonus track, bonus song 1, bonus song 2, remix, this remix, that remix, all in an effort to sell as many copies of her album as possible. So I'm seeing these new variants come out, and I say, okay, it makes sense to be betting the over here. I bet the over 2 million, 2.5, 3, 3.5. And I also bet the over 4 million. And the 4 million line was like 1% to win. And I start seeing all these variants. I'm like, okay, I think this is completely mispriced. So I buy the market up to 20, 30 cents. And it turns out she did 4.005 million sales by the end of the week. So I just got that trade in and won. And it was because she was trying to get an even number, 4 million. So it was
How,
a
how
good
much?
trade.
How much we talking?
That one, so across all Taylor Swift markets, I think I made $60,000, which isn't too bad for
Wow,
an album sales market.
that's
And
that's
yeah, so
crazy.
that was a fun market. That was last year, and that was one of the highlights of my year
How
last.
much time did it took you to research?
Well, the research is you go on Twitter, you look up Taylor Swift, and you see what people are talking about it. You have her Twitter alerts on to see if she's tweeting about new album variants. You have Rolling Stones and Billboard to see if they're releasing articles. So it's not so much research like at one time. It's about just being online and present and understanding when news might come out, you know. Same thing with
Interesting.
Trump and all these politics stuff. It's not so much researching what the odds of Iran striking are. It's just understanding the situation, monitoring the situation, and getting ready for something to happen. You know.
Are you gonna go to the next Taylor Swift concert then?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend my winnings on Taylor Swift. I remember I tweeted out last year when the astronomer CEO was caught. He was caught with his like secretary, what was it, the CFO or something at a
Yeah.
Coldplay concert, and there was a market on would he step down, and I think I'd made maybe $5,000-10,000 on that, and I had tweeted out that I bought Coldplay tickets with those winnings. So thank you so much. Now I'll buy tickets with the winnings because he stepped down. So it worked out. Same thing with like all these different markets. When you win on something completely not stupid, but completely strange, it's fun to give back a little bit to the people who made you that money, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. What did you choose music as a niche?
Well, I love music and pop culture. So all of pop culture I like, and it's something that's small. So $60,000 is a big win in these music markets. Whereas
Yes.
in the elections, you could make 10. What that guy made $45 million. That French whale in the 2024 election.
Yeah,
right?
but he
So
was French, so he got an
yeah,
advantage, man.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, sure. But for music markets, it's a small niche and not many people trading it. So I figure that I'm one of the only ones. Sure, there's not a lot of money in it, but it's fun for me to do some research and tell my friends, hey, if you're listening to the Drake album this week, please don't buy it because I'm betting on his under. So just wait until next week and then you can listen to it. So those are some of the things I say to people.
Just
Uh,
saying on podcast they're doing market manipulation, man.
yeah, I remember a couple of weeks ago when ASAP Rocky was releasing his album. I had told my friends, I know you might be ASAP Rocky fans, and they're like, not really. I'm like, good, because I don't want you to listen to his album. Just wait until next week. It's not that good, anyways, and I need to hit the under here. So that was one of the things I told my friends 3 weeks ago.
Wow, it's so fascinating, like how you might end up working in the music industry at some point with all the knowledge about the sales and everything, you know.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to track that.
And what do you think about, like, there was some articles that I saw a few times, research that actually you technically had more chance to win on prediction market if you bet for the no outcome, because most of the
Yeah.
time humans are over positive.
I agree with that. So on a lot of these album sales market, for one example, it's always good to bet on the under because the Swifties, the J. Cole fans, ASAP Rocky, Drake, who else? All the Sabrina Carpenter, all of their fans, they see these numbers, 100,000 sales, 200,000 sales. They're like, oh, she's going to get 1 million. He's going to get 1 million sales. So they bet on the over at very bad prices. So betting the under there makes sense, but blindly betting no doesn't. I know that there's these calibration charts that you're talking about that, yeah, if a market is priced 70%, it's probably going to happen 65% of the time. So it always happens a little bit less. But I don't believe that blindly trading on the nose is a good strategy. But I think it is
Mm.
pretty easy to find no's that are underpriced because of what you're saying, long shot bias, where yeah, something's priced at 2%. Jesus to Return is priced at 5%, but it's obviously, well, not obviously, hope, but it's zero. It's likely 0% chance, right? So,
Yeah.
well, that involves time value of money, but you know what I mean. There's these markets that are the long shot bias is really apparent that you can trade no with, for sure.
Yeah, this interesting one. Funny enough, I remember the Taylor Swift album release because there was a meme coin about it called Orange, I think, and that one went like ballistic up as well. So I think
Okay.
like sometime like to bet on to see some viral element, like if there's a meme coin that's go viral about an album release, then probably the album is going to be going crazy
Yep, for
as
sure.
well.
Yep. No,
Wow.
those. I mean, my album markets are my favorite. My other favorite Taylor Swift market is after she was engaged. There was markets on if she would be pregnant by the end of the year, by the end of this year, by the end of the summer, and those markets went crazy because I don't know who was trading on it, but someone took the market from like 5% to be pregnant by the end of 2025, and this was in September, right after she was engaged, from 5% all the way to 50%, 60%. And it made no sense. And I was like, oh my goodness, is there an insider here? Is Taylor Swift, she just got pregnant? Her and Travis Kelce just went into bed last night and now they're trading Polymarket the next day. It turns out that no, she wasn't pregnant. And I held my no shares there, but it's a little bit scary seeing the movement on these markets and being like, uh-oh, does someone know something? But no, I was good on that one. But there was, so for
And
Taylor
when it's
Swift,
like that, did you buy more? No. Did you buy
I
more?
bought more
No.
no. I was very confident that there's only two people in the world that would know that that Taylor Swift is pregnant, and that's herself and Travis Kelce. And I don't think that they would have traded on it. One thing
Mm.
that was traded on it, maybe insider traded, was Taylor Swift to get engaged. That market was trading at next to nothing last summer and last spring, But the day before she posted her photos of her engagement, the market spiked up to 50%. There was one trader who bought the market up, maybe a couple thousand shares, so not too much, but they had made a couple $1,000s trading on Taylor Swift to be engaged, even though there was no public info about it. So we were thinking maybe it's the photographer or someone close to Taylor Swift or circles, that the photographer's friend or something, that heard about this and then traded on Polymarket. That market I didn't trade, but it is a bit scary to see those trades come through.
Do you try to spot insiders and follow them?
So on Twitter, everyone is trying to spot insiders, and when I see that there's a consensus that someone's an insider, I'll probably stay out of the market most of the time. I don't like to enter these markets because, first off, it's incomplete info. You're right. You're trading with information asymmetry, and sure, I can blindly trust this insider, but I'd rather just not bet against them, right? So for something like Israel to attack Iran last June, that market I got burned by because I saw these people betting on yes the night before they attacked. Zero info on this market, public info that they were going to strike, but someone had bought the market from 5% to strike that night all the way to 20-30%. It seemed crazy to me, so I was betting on no at 70 to 80%. I go to sleep at 2 a.m. I wake up and I see on my phone one of my trading friends had messaged me, "I'm so sorry." And I look at it, I'm like, uh-oh, what happened? It's 2 a.m. for me. What's going on? He's like, "Don't check your phone. Just go back to sleep and wake up in the morning." I'm like, well, that's obviously I'm not going to do that. So I go to my computer and I see, oh, Israel just attacked. I lost $70,000 betting on no because of these insiders.
70,000.
Yeah, that was tough. And then the next week, US attacked Iran, and I think I lost another 40, 50,000. So it didn't. Middle East and me do not have a good
so you're not going to be a consultant in wartime. Maybe in music industry.
Geopolitics is not my expertise. Yeah. No, unfortunately not. I like to bet on nothing ever happens, right? So betting on no's. But sometimes things happen, and you get burned, right? So
there was actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but the guy that had the insider on that attack of Israel then did a fake movement where everyone bought after him, thinking like, oh, there's insider information again.
Yes.
And it was fake, and then he sold on top of them.
That happened, beautiful. I think November or December, sometime a couple months ago, where yes, there was Israel to attack Iran, and it was trading at 10%. The market was bought up to 30 by this one guy who had called it months ago. And then after that, other people came in, saw it on Twitter, bought it up to 50%. Then he sold, and he made a couple $10,000 because yes, he pump and dumped the market without saying anything, without doing anything. Just his trades move the market, which makes sense.
Yeah, market left footprints. Yeah, it's just like if they don't pay attention, then that's for them. You can't just blind copy, right?
No, not at all. Sharp people you can take a note of, but blind copying just doesn't work out. You get burned more often than you'll win.
Yeah. What do you trade on nowadays? Like if someone was new, they start to want to go on in prediction market, like what would be your recommendations?
Yeah, so I mean, Polymarket has what, 4,000 markets on the site last time I checked, but probably even more now. Kalshi has over 10,000 on the site, even more with sports. So there's definitely some niche that you might like, right? So for me, it's these music markets and when Kanye was going to drop. But if you're into AI, you could be trading on which AI will be the best this week, or when will this company release their AI? If you're in a foreign country, well, if you're in your own local country and there's an election happening this year and you have some opinions, you can be trading on your election because likely you're one of few people from your country betting on that election. So I had met someone from Chile a few days ago, and I had asked them, oh, I remember there was the Chilean election last year. Who did you think was going to win? He said, obviously, Cast. I'm like, when did you have that opinion? Was it like right before the election or before the first round? He's like, no, always from the summer, I knew he was going to win. So I pull up the market. I'm like, in the summer, he was at 40%. You could have made over double your money betting on Cast if you had that opinion. He's like, yeah, I think that was a lock. And I'm like, okay, good to know. So next time there's an election, I'm gonna ask you about it.
I'm thinking like you must be a great friend to have. Like it's just like trying to get any kind of information.
Exactly.
What
So
question
yeah.
is that? Like when did you start to have that kind of opinion?
I don't know if that might have not been the best question to ask. I could have asked something better there, but I just wanted to know
That
because
was-
obviously the election's over, right? So he ended up winning, but I don't know what influenced his opinion. Was it because he is a Cast supporter? Was it because he was a volunteer at the polling station or something that he was involved in or he was in tune with what was going on in the country? And it was a little bit that he just follows the news and understood that people were tired of the incumbent and this guy would have won. And yeah, so he ended up winning. It's a sample size of one. I don't know if his next pick is going to be right, but it's just good to have
should
these
try
connections.
to do they have those on the dictator? Because dictator they always win the elections every time they get reelected.
Yeah,
Very good.
I forgot. Cast was just I think a right wing guy, so I don't think he was the dictator. But I know the Venezuelan
No. Yeah, I
election.
mean, yeah. I mean,
The
like in
Venezuelan
countries where they
election.
have like full dictatorship.
Yeah. So one of the foreign elections that I lost on, that was a blind trade, not a copy trade, but just I had blindly provided liquidity market making, and I got these shares of, I don't know if he's the dictator, but he was, I think, the president or prime minister of Pakistan. And there was a Pakistani election that week, and he's trading at 96% or 98% to win. And I'm like, okay, this seems like a lock. I might as well. I don't know anything about elections in Pakistan, but I'm going to put $5,000 on it just because I like to lose money. He ended up losing because I don't know what happened, but the guy who was 98% to win ends up losing the election. I didn't understand any of the news sites I was watching or listening to, couldn't understand the language, nothing about it. But I lost $5,000 within a couple hours just because I blindly traded on a foreign election that didn't work out. So yeah, I don't know what the takeaway from that story is, but there's a lot of issues with betting on things you don't know and having
Yeah.
these connections to understand a little bit about the country or the situation you're trading on is really important.
Yeah, I can understand. So like every time you get out music, you seem to lose.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's not true. So I remember my losses more than my wins, maybe. But I
Yeah.
do I again yeah, the music markets are my
Well, which
favorite.
is good. Most traders, investors, they remember their wins and not their losses.
Yeah, no,
Actually, how
but
did you get better? How do you get better at trading those markets?
which would like just in general.
In general, let's say like someone pick a niche, like how did you improve? How did you like manage to get to this level?
So I think there's a lot of time involved, right? So for Polymarket and Kalshi, when you're looking at the order book and a big trade comes through, you start to think about, okay, who is on the other side? What access could they have to information, right? So for Taylor Swift getting engaged, it's likely that there's only a few people who know this, and it's not a market. It's a market that is not manipulatable, but has potential to be insider info. So when you're looking at
Yeah.
this new market and you see a big trade come through, there's different things you have to think about, like who has access to the information. Is it a safe thing to bet against or bet with? And what is and how much do I know about the situation, right? So for AI, there's a lot of people who are really into the AI scores, like which is the best for coding and which is the best for reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the websites that publish these leaderboards. If you understand the formula that goes into the leaderboard and how people rate these AIs, you will have a good idea on when Google releases the next Gemini, that it will be the number one because it improved so much on coding, which is a big weight in the formula. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just saying, for example, that could be one of the thesis behind your trade. Same thing with geopolitics. If you are looking at the maps and seeing that all of these aircraft, tankers, and carriers are going to the seas in the Middle East, you can start to see, okay, this has never. You look at the last time that a situation like this happened, where there was a lot of tension in the Middle East and with the U.S., and you say, okay, last time they did an attack, did they have this preparation, the same style, where all of these tankers and aircrafts went to the surrounding areas? And is that an indication that this thing will happen again? So it's looking at what's happening now, comparing it to what has happened before in a comparable situation, and trying to price, is this indicative of something happening, or again, does nothing ever happen?
Got it. Yeah, I mean, it is basically, you said develop your own edge.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, like, try to build your own edge, and there's not really any shortcut, I guess.
No, and there's not many people out there to help you either. So there's some good communities where people will help each other, but it is in the order books. It's the trenches, right? So you gotta fight for yourself there.
Yeah, but like, for example, yourself, like, I don't know, like, did you document your trades? Like, how do you, like, for example, you start to bet on an album, you realize, okay, the outcome was wrong or it was good. Do you retrospect and try to see what you did good and bad, or you just like learn and go as you do?
So reflecting is a big thing, and it's not just about, like, maybe I don't do a deep reflection on why I lost the Israel to attack Iran market, but I do learn lessons from it. For example, not to bet against that market is very susceptible to insiders, right? So I now know that any Middle East attack market is going to have insiders the night before, could have insiders the days leading up to it. And if I see any adverse movement against the position I have, I know not to buy more of it just because the price is lower than I had initially expected, right? You update your beliefs depending on what's happening. And those are the lessons that I learn. If a big trade comes through and it ends up losing, I know that, okay, there's a lot of Elon Musk fans that are betting on Elon to launch robotaxis this week, but the rules of the market are not the same as what these people think they're betting on, right? So for robotaxi, Elon tweets out robotaxis are live, but the rules of the market say it has to be an unsupervised, completely unsupervised. There can't be anyone in the car.
Yeah.
So last year when he launched robotaxis, he actually quote tweeted a Polymarket chart and said, "This is free money," or "This is a free opportunity." Something like that. I know. So there's all these traders that go on Polymarket and buy robotaxis to launch up to 99%. Meanwhile, the rules did not allow for that resolution. So it ends up resolving no. People make tens of thousands of dollars. I think I made maybe $10,000, $20,000 betting against it, because the rules just did not align with what Elon Musk thought it was and all of his fanboys,
You know that actually it is an important point, because I almost got caught up in one when actually I didn't read the rules, and then I thought like, oh, this is crazy. But then actually when you read the rules, it's like, oh, the Jesus one, I think, like, had pretty tight rules as well, or like something that was like, I don't remember if it was like Jesus before GTA 6 or whatever.
That one's still going on now, yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't remember what's in the rule, but it was making that, yeah, I mean, there's a chance that it just like stays on like that.
So that one was, if GTA 6 doesn't come out by that time that they had set, the market will resolve 50-50. So the chance that the title of the market, will Jesus return before GTA 6, is a no. GTA 6 is going to come out in, where I think November or October, November, and Jesus maybe returns after that. But this market ends in July, and because GTA 6 was postponed past its initial July release date, the market, as per the rules, resolves 50-50. So yeah, reading the rules is very important. And if you don't, you're going to be caught out very often.
Is that another alpha, checking the rules?
Checking the rules is always alpha, but I think the bigger problem is that the market is not, the title and the rules should not be contradictory. If something is if the title says something, the rules should reflect that. Will Jesus return before GTA 6 is a question that likely answer is no. But because of the rules that were a little bit contradictory, it resolves 50-50. So the bigger problem is the prediction markets who need to create a rule set which reflects the title, right? For the Super Bowl, will Cardi B perform with Bad Bunny was a question. But in the rules, there were different definitions of perform, because during the Super Bowl halftime show, she was dancing in the background of him singing. She didn't sing. And Cardi B, she's a rapper, she's a singer and rapper. So does her dancing in the background for 5 seconds count as her performing? I don't know. Right? So those kinds of questions need to be answered by the rules. Does performing include dancing and singing or not? Polymarket ended up resolving yes for performing, and Kalshi resolved a little bit weird. They resolved 76% no. I don't know. Don't ask me why they chose that number, but the problem with their rules is one section of the rules said performing includes dancing, singing, DJing, and then in the second page of the rules it says dancing without singing or playing an instrument does not constitute a performance. So that's completely contradiction in the rule set there, and that's why there were problems. But there's always been problems with rules and prediction markets, because you can't foresee all these outcomes, right?
Yeah, that's so true.
Will Zelensky wear a suit and then he comes out with a military jacket, and prediction markets go viral because Polymarket goes viral in a bad way because people feel like they got scammed, right? So
yeah,
always a problem.
it is challenging to like think like in advance everything. I saw someone, a kid actually, I don't know if it was true, but he had like those devices that can like make you hear more the sounds from far away, and then he was going next to the stadium of the Super Bowl during the rehearsal to try to time how long it was, and then probably you could know all the songs that would be played by Bad Bunny and everything.
Yeah, so the dress rehearsals, which I think start the week before in the stadium, there's people who stand outside and time the anthem, listen to the songs being played at the halftime show, and then they can use that information, which is public. It is public. It's not insider info, right? Because you're just outside the stadium listening. It's not insider info. It's just very good research that you're doing. And then you can go trade on it on the betting platforms, right? So that's a very good idea. And we don't need to tell anyone, but maybe I'm going to go to Los Angeles next year and try the same strategy and see if it works out.
Yeah, just don't say it on a podcast.
Don't need anyone else to know. Exactly. Don't let anyone else know.
It's funny because I think like every glitch like that is going to get patched, after 1 or 2 years.
You always think it's going to get patched until it doesn't, right? So for the last 20 years of sports gambling, people have been timing national anthems. But every year it's the same thing, where if you were to just go to the stadium a couple days before and listen to the rehearsal, you will have information that you can trade on. And maybe next year it'll be different, but I think I'm still going to try it out and see what's the harm. I go to Los Angeles and have a fun week. There's no harm in that.
There's a lot of harm that could happen in Los Angeles.
California's going through tough times.
Yeah. Wow, it's great. I mean, you were talking about like some people are sharing actually their method and stuff like that, like about prediction market, and we talked about it a little bit at the beginning. You also have a media called Hive.
Yes.
Actually, you were talking about people that are helping each other, and you have a media that you created. We briefly talked about it, called Hive. Can you explain a little bit what is it about?
Yeah, so last year around May, before prediction markets became completely viral. They're already in the public, but before the slop you see on Twitter every day about prediction markets, they were still niche, right? So in my trading group, I was talking to some of the trading friends, and I said, hey, I think there's a gap here. There's no media organization, the Barstool Sports of prediction markets, and I think that's something we can do. The Bloomberg, right? So some idea where we can give our information, not all of it, because it is still valuable to us, but give a little bit of
Yeah.
insight to people to make people want to join prediction markets, because I think it's a valuable endeavor. And they agreed, and we were thinking about it and thinking of a different name that we could launch with. But just like every group chat, when you're planning a trip to Thailand or Costa Rica with your friends, the idea died in the group chat phase. So over the summer, didn't pursue it. We just decided to lose money on the Romanian election and the Israel to attack Iran and US attack Iran. So just kept losing money all summer. And by September, we see, okay, our portfolio is lower than the beginning of the summer, and prediction markets became completely viral. So we missed out completely. And now there's no chance to get back what we lost, or any of the Twitter clout. So I decided to run with the idea myself, and create this media organization, Hive, where what I want to do is return some genuine conversations onto Twitter and social media. So instead of the slop you see on your timeline, I want to interview the real traders and give strategies and talk about what trades we're actively in every week with some of my trading partners. And that's what we've done for the last couple months. And I've interviewed some of the best traders, and we've talked about a lot of markets and generated a little bit of alpha, made some money along the way. And I plan to keep going with it, because it's been a fun ride so far.
That's amazing. Yeah, it is fun. It is fun, honestly. Like same, like I've been running this podcast for a while. I interviewed tons of people, algo trading, meme coin trading, prediction markets, and then it's one of the best way to learn. I know, like we are not the most fun podcast out there. I guess that people will like, oh yeah, this, but still, like anyone that wants to learn, it's just those long conversations where you learn the most.
No, it's
It
learning
really is.
is the most important thing. Yeah, I was saying how prediction markets take a lot of time out of your life, right? When I was market making on Polymarket, I would spend 14 to 18 hours a day, just staring at my screen, looking at all the 1,000 markets in the rewards program, and putting in orders. And the point of that is that now, sure, market making isn't there anymore, but listening to people who used to do that or still are trading and learning from them is really valuable. And it's something that I think is missing in social media. One part maybe because people don't want to give up their strategies, but two, because no one's asking them. Maybe if you reach out to someone, they would be willing to do an interview with you, and I think that's the most important thing. And even if you're not a social media guy, just reaching out to someone to ask for some advice on a market or on how to get started, those conversations have potentially unlimited upside. Someone might send you $5 and you turn it into $1 million, right? You never know until you
Yeah,
ask.
that's so true. That's so true. And I totally agree that reaching out is important, and has to come from a good place as well. Like not being a beggar, like trying to help them or as well. It's like if someone helped you, try to help them back. It's like
Yes,
try
for
to be
sure.
more like team players than scavengers on it.
Yep.
I think that's an important part of it. Do you see that we talked about like people building their own insider things on Twitter? Everyone had, and their grandma had a bot to spot insiders. I built one myself. Do you think that AI changed a bit the way you could trade prediction markets? Is there something different here?
I was thinking about that just before the call, and I was like, okay, OpenClaw came out, the Claude Code is out, and now everyone can code an insider bot or some sort of tool. And for me personally, since I've never coded in my life, but since I got Claude Code, made a couple of tools, not directly to trade, but just for some more information on the markets. Just like, yeah, sure, an insider bot, but markets on who's trading what markets, or will when the websites update for Taylor Swift sales and different stuff. And AI helps you code tools that you've been dreaming of for so long. So I saw a tweet the other day that just because you don't think, you not having a use for Claude Code or the what do you call it, the Claude bot, because just
Yeah,
because you don't have a use for it doesn't mean that it's not useful. It just means your imagination isn't big enough. You know, there's always
I agree.
something. There's
I agree
always something that you
100%.
could do.
It's a lack. It's a deep lack of understanding and visualization,
Yeah,
because saying that is useless is then saying that all the AI models are useless.
yeah,
Because what it does is what they call a harness. Because we have wrapper where you just change the packaging and it's you sell the same API. But a harness is like it connects many things. So for example, Cloud Code connected to Nano Banana is complex, but then you connect to Nano Banana and to 11 Labs and everything, and you have all that in a central, simple interface that you can use anywhere.
yeah,
I was on the plane and I managed to get some crazy work done just chatting to my OpenClaw on Telegram. It's
exactly.
for me, it was crazy.
Yeah,
It was crazy. And then it's true. Then I had a friend, a really good friend of mine, and I felt like he was being left behind. So it's like, I went to see him, and like for 3 days I was brainwashing him. First about like switching to Cloud Code. He said, "But I don't have anything to automate, because like
yeah.
everything I do, most of the time I do it once." And I said, "No, you gotta have something. You gotta have something." And then I started to do things in front of him. And then after he texted me 3 days later, man, I'm fucking hooked. I love it. So it's like
Well,
it
I
is
think I've
a
had the
thing.
same problem because I was saying that my market making strategy before I stopped was just doing everything manually. You know, watching the computer 18 hours a day, going to sleep, having nightmares that Trump was going to get shot and I was going to lose all my money, and then oh, he did. So, right. So all of those stuff was going through my mind because I didn't have any automation going at all. It was all in my
Yeah.
mind and clicking buttons. But now if you're not automating something, you're missing out big time. And I know that that's something I have to work on for sure.
And then also even building for others, like building for other markets, like is
Yep.
that's a topic for another
Yeah.
conversation. But it is like there's everything. Like for example, yeah, you talk about like yeah, if you get shot, whatever, the news gonna spread very fast, but you could still have like something that raise up an alert and then manage to get you out faster. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a ton of things we could imagine.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So if we had to sum it up, someone who wants to start, you said they have to choose a niche, develop an edge,
Yes.
and try to get some people around them to talk about their strategies and ask for recommendations.
Yep. I think especially in the crypto space, you know, it's very, you're very alone most of the time. Having a bit of a community to build and talk strategies with is important, because when you see when you're invested in a market and the price comes down a little bit and you're starting to second guess yourself, uh-oh, was I wrong? Did I just lose $5? The only $5, my lunch money for this week. Did I just lose it because the market's going against me? If you have someone on your side that you're talking things through and thinking about, okay, why did the market move? Who's on the other side of it? Is there information that's coming out soon? Those types of conversations are valuable just to ground you into your thesis and make you understand more about what you're investing in, you know?
That's true. Well, that was really awesome. Phantom bets with that
Thank you.
name.
Thank you.
Well, what a strange name. It was like I was like it's an exercise for me of pronunciation, which
Phantom.
It's a challenge. You
Yeah,
didn't want to be called by the French.
yeah, exactly.
Where can we find you on X? We have
Yeah, so
Hive.
X is Phantom Bets. I stream a couple times a week on Hive Live HQ, so you'll see me there. And if you ever have any questions, you reach out to me. I'll hopefully answer. There's a lot of scams in the DMs, but I can find
It
the
will
good.
not.
I can find the good ones.
All right, thank you, man. Have a good one.
Thank you. See ya.
Wait a second. Up and the